I'm such a celebrity, like, it's really crazy.
What in my research channel?
Welcome to my gap year series, A Day in the Life as a Vanderbilt RA. So this is me getting my car with my pack bag for swim. I'm learning to swim in my gap year. And my water bottle that I got from Target, super cheap on the $5 rack, probably full of microplastics. But we're in the car and ready to go. So here's me walking to work. So we park pretty far away at Vanderbilt University. And you catch a shuttle to whichever stop you need to get to. I get my steps in this way. I'm also super cheap, so I used street parking instead of the parking pass fee that is associated with Vanderbilt employees. So this is me waiting for the shuttle. The shuttles run pretty frequently, so even though I get in at varied times during the day, like during my work day, some days I come in at 10, some days I come in at 8, some days I don't come in. The shuttle's always there. And then after the shuttle, you still have to walk. So this is me taking the stairs to get to my particular work building after getting off the shuttle. So typically the first thing I like to do when I get in to the office is check my emails, see if I have any meetings for the day, and prep for those meetings. This particular day, I did have meetings, so I needed to get my shit together for those meetings. And this is me doing that. So this particular meeting I had today was a multi-site meeting because I am a clinical research assistant for a multi-site study, meaning there are multiple sites involved in this research study. So you have to meet very frequently with with researchers from other sites to discuss everything from data to variable instrumentation, data storage, so many things can go wrong when you have multiple sites attempting to follow the same protocol. So you have to communicate very clearly and quite frequently with other sites to ensure you're all on the same page. You're enrolling participants on a schedule that you intended, and things are going smoothly. So this is me preparing for that meeting, making sure our site looks how it should. We're enrolling participants as we should. And then, so this is me prepping, looking at enrollment data, ensuring that things match. Sometimes they don't, and I just, in the meeting, say, oh, we encountered this kink, or we're not enrolling any. Sometimes that happens. So this is me doing that. Sometimes during these meetings, you suggest new ways to increase enrollment or to develop new recruitment strategies, or, and sometimes that requires additional amendments. You have your central IRB, you have so many things involved with a multi-site study. So this is me communicating with other sites in this multi-site clinical research study. I also wanted to share that so much of a gap year job or a gap year development is finding yourself. So my channel is called Becoming Catty Dr. Kathy because, stealing from Michelle Obama, I believe some of the steps you take during this process are deliberate toward the person you want to become, toward the woman I want to become. So I mentioned earlier in the intro that I was attempting to learn to swim. So that's why I had my bag packed with my water bottle and my backpack with my swim clothes in it, or my swimsuit. So that's a step I'm taking during this gap year. You'll see. Also, I'm attempting to learn Spanish. I took French in college and high school. So that's something I want to learn. That's something about the woman I want to become. And just exploring interests. So much of this gap year series is exploring your interests, becoming the person you want to be, developing passions outside of your career, developing goals, setting goals outside of medicine. That's what my gap year series is about. It's not just about this job, just not about being a clinical research assistant, just not having a gap year experience. Essentially that is my gap year experience. becoming the person I want to be outside of medicine. Yes, I love being a clinical research assistant, learning about the various bureaucracies, and bureaucracy can have a negative connotation. The governing institutions of research, governing institutions of clinical medicine. Yes, very interesting. However, I also am interested in developing those interests outside of medicine, setting goals outside of my career, learning things about myself outside of those things. I think that's important to have and establish before going into medicine. So yes, this is me finishing up this meeting, letting them know that we don't have as many enrollees as we intended to have by this point in the research, probably. Now it's lunchtime. For lunch, I have some spaghetti, some vegan spaghetti that my friend made. Also trying to learn to cook during this gap year series. Some broccoli, some steamed vegetables, or roasted vegetables, I think. And some fruit from Chick-fil-A that I picked up from breakfast. So I'm going to dive into that and get some lunch in. My lunch break as a clinical research assistant is only 30 minutes, so I try to maximize my time. So this is me doing some Spanish. I love Why Not Spanish. Shout out to them. Some Spanish videos to try and hone my Spanish skills. So I'll continue to eat my lunch, watch my Spanish video. And again, like I said, Spanish is just one of those things I'm trying to pick up and learn. And that's what my gap series is about. I don't know how many times I have to say that. It's not really about this job. It's about developing those skills and finding things about yourself, developing those interests that you have outside of work, outside of the institution of medicine, outside of your career. That is what my gap series is about, and that's the whole framework for becoming Dr. Kathy. That's it. So after lunch, I typically move into the paper pushing portion of my job, and that's data checking. A large part of my job as a clinical research assistant is checking data. Your data needs to be right in any study you do. You typically don't verify or check data that belongs to you. I check data from other people, other researchers or clinical research coordinators in the office. I check their data, so that's what I'm doing. I do that for the last half of my workday. Say I work 8 to 4:30. I'll go to lunch at around 12 or 12:30, and then once I come back from lunch, I'm typically just checking data until I get off work at 4:30 or 5. Checking data is typically done in Recap or whatever data storage software you use. You would compare that to the raw files that you have. A lot of data checking can be monotonous, so I am listening to music and probably dancing a little bit while doing this. And I'm also doing a little filing in addition to data checking, so you can see that there. But yeah, I typically jam out to my music. I don't want to hear none of that talking about what you need. So that was my day as a Vanderbilt Research Clinical Assistant as a part of my gap year series before starting medical school in the fall. Please ask any questions you have about the particular type of clinical research that I do at Vanderbilt, or if you want to know updates about my medical school journey, because some changes have happened. I plan to include that anyway, film a video about that as well. Career updates, life updates. But please continue to like, comment, subscribe. Also, I'm going to do better. I'm not going to make any particular promises, but I am going to be up on here more. So you should too. Bye.